Hope you're doing well. And when you're watching this on the rerun, rerun and Roger from uh, back into those days, what was the name of that show? I forgot. Anyhow, so we're gonna do this for 25 minutes, and I'm just gonna wait for somebody to connect to the live stream because I said it was 10:30. I just taught it at 10:30, and hopefully some of you got it and can make it. Oh, the hairs went rogue on me. Doesn't matter. As long as we're here to talk about beautiful India. Jai Bharat, Jai Mahadev, Jai, the people of India and of all the world. Jai, Jai. Is it Jai or Jai? Jai or Jai? I don't remember. Hey, Dreamcatcher, how are you? How you doing? How's it going? Namaste, namaskar. Aap kaise hai? I'm still learning my Hindi. Can't remember everything, but I'm remembering things. So we got you here. So punctuality is, as I heard once from Srila Prabhupada, not from him directly because he was gone already, but is being punctual is very good in life. And cleanliness, I'm doing fine. And cleanliness is the closest thing to reaching Bhagavan, Bhagavan, in terms of cleanliness, and not just externally, but internally, to be clean as possible in your thoughts, in your life, in the food you take in your spiritual sense. So, without further ado, let's. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. They might take a few moments to get to me because I have experienced this now going live, whether it be using the app StreamYard or using the app Prism Live. Okay, don't worry. I'm only learning Hindi because I was in North India, but so many languages are there in India, not just Hindi, but Bengali and Tamil and Telugu and Gujarati. I mean, so many languages, Punjabi, Himachali, etc. Yeah. So, any questions you have, just let me know below. It might take a few moments to get to me because with these apps and even with the YouTube app I'm using right now. Hey, Pankaj. Namaste, buddy. How are you? Marathi. Yeah, so many other languages. Pankaj lives in India. Pankaj is in Gwalior. And where are you, Dreamcatcher? Where are you living? Where are you based out of? Any questions you have about how India saved my life? So I want to make clear, I want to really leave it clear that I have forgiven myself, my father, and other people who have done, let's say, undesirable things to me on the mental, emotional, psychological level. Uh, so um, this is the second video, the second live I'm doing this week because the first premiere and the first live was on Monday, and I went into most of that story. Tamil Nadu, excellent, Tamil Nadu, and so you are from Tamil Nadu, and is that where you're living? You speak Tamil. I was practicing a little Tamil last year, but I only studied for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then I stopped because I had a lot of work. And I was studying like three languages. I was studying four. I was studying French because I wanted to review my French. I was studying Tamil, Hindi, and Bengali, or was it Odia? Anyway, I just limited it to Hindi for now, and I want to study Tamil next year after I have been studying 6 or 7 months of Hindi this year to next year, probably around March or April, I will start to study Tamil and continue with Hindi because I want to go to South India. So how did India save my life? Okay, I forgave my father. I forgave everybody in the world that has done bad to me, has done negative things to me on the mental, emotional, psychological way with all that negative Shakti, all that negative energy, because it really affected me a lot. And I have forgiven myself for having not loved myself and not having a higher self-esteem. I'm good now. I'm good. So how did India save my life? When I was on the plane going from Qatar to India, and I'll sum it up. I'll give you a summary how this happened. a doctor. Well, I'm using my glasses because if I don't use my glasses, I can't read that well. I'm 49 years old. I'm going on 50. I'm an English language teacher. I'm an adhyapak. I'm a teacher. Angrezi in Hindi, of course, but in Tamil, I don't know how to say I am a teacher. I am an English language teacher. In Tamil, I didn't learn that much. So, um, I was going to India because I had fallen into a deep depression. I didn't want to be alive anymore, whatever. And I was going to end my life in Varanasi. And I had been planning this for a long time. But hey, anybody listening to this, watching this later today, right now, forget about it. Life is beautiful. Love yourself. Love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love anybody else. And if you love yourself, if you can look at yourself, who you are, not your physical sense, but your being, your spirituality, your energy, your Shakti, your Shanti, your Jiva, then you're like, wow. And then the thought of suicide will leave. The thought of ending. This is a beautiful life with the good, the bad, and the ugly, with the happy, the miserable, and the super miserable. It's all a beautiful life. Just go through it, navigate through it, like Srila Prabhupada used to say. I was a Hare Krishna. So anyway, I'm not a bhakti yogi anymore. I'm a person of the universe. I'm one with all. One are all with me. I am one with all. Universal consciousness. So when I was on the plane going to India, to Mumbai from Qatar, Doha airport in Qatar, I was still thinking about it. And at some moment I crossed into Indian airspace. That's my speculation, my theory, my way of seeing it. The thought, the plan of taking my life disappeared. It left. I don't know. I wasn't even aware anymore. I was not conscious anymore of the depression I had had before that moment. And then the rest of the thing, when I landed in Mumbai, I was happy. When I got off the plane, I was happy. I was feeling goosebumps. And I was just happy. I was like in ecstasy and bliss. I was feeling the Shanti and the Shakti of Bharat, of Mahabharat. And I was happy in Mumbai, walking around, exploring the Shore Bazaar. Rishikesh stay. Hey, Divya is in Rishikesh. I stayed at his place in Rishikesh there in Uttarakhand. And I met Divya twice. Very nice person. If you go to Rishikesh, look for him. He has that name on YouTube, Rishikesh Stay. That's the name of his channel. And he has a place where you can stay and you can agree to a price with him right there in Tapovan. So what's up? Namaste, Dive. I hope I'm pronouncing your name. I forgot how it was pronounced exactly. Dive or Divya? I think it was Dive. Okay, so Dive. And I was feeling happy in Mumbai. I was exploring. All those thoughts of crazy things left my mind. How are your children, Dive? How are your children? Your girl and your boy. Wow. So after Mumbai, I took a flight to Bhubaneswar. I was still happy. Couldn't remember. I had no memory that I wanted to end my existence. No memory no memory, no thoughts. The thoughts were gone. The plan was gone. I couldn't remember it. I couldn't remember that I had been in that state of mind, of emotional, mental distress. No, it was not about money. It was something with my family, with my father, with my father. And it was something that really hurt me because I loved, and I still love my father, but I had looked up to my father and I'd never thought my father was going to do what he did. And it happened and it got me totally depressed, but not financial. Money, I don't care about money in that sense. I would not kill myself because of money. But hell no. So I took a flight to Bhubaneswar. Let me see how much time we have left. 20 minutes or 15 minutes left. I took a flight to Bhubaneswar. Money is not everything. Money, if you're attached to money, if you're attached to family, if you're attached to somebody or something, your job or your physical beauty, and when it starts to disappear or they start to not make you happy anymore or whatever, or they leave or they die, then you will fall into depression because you are attached to those things. And I was attached to my father. I was attached to my father, really attached. My father's still in Canada. He's going back in December to Colombia. In 2 months, he will be in Colombia. My father. And I love him and I appreciate him. I forgive him. We all have our journeys. And forget attachment. Forget attachment. Attach not into yourself. Just life, enjoy people. Love everybody. Even if you don't like some people, you don't have to like people to love everybody. At least that's the way I see it. So I went to Bhubaneswar. I was happy. I was in Bhubaneswar for almost 2 days, 2 nights and 2 days basically. And I explored a lot. I was happy. I met some beautiful people there. We took selfies. One of the thumbnails, one of the videos I made last year at the beginning of this channel when I had a different name, not Traveling Eddie, but Sweet Wanderings by Edwin Toro, whatever that was the long name before. Um, I met some, the thumbnail is with some Indian guys there in Bhubaneswar, and they wanted a selfie with me, and that was the first time people asked me for a selfie. A selfie? Why me? Who am I? Oh, you look like a good person, a famous person. Maybe you're a cricket player. I said, no, I'm just an English language teacher from America and Colombia. And they took a selfie, and that's the thumbnail on one of the videos when I was in Bhubaneswar and Puri. It's the thumbnail. The guys and me right there, like spiritual something is the name of that thumbnail. But anyway, beautiful people. People treated me like family in Bhubaneswar. The people I stayed with in Bhubaneswar, the family, I'm not going to reveal their names for their privacy. A Brahmin family, beautiful family. They treated me like a son, like a brother. And they took me to places and invited me to my first ever Indian funeral, Hindu funeral. It was like the 10th or 11th day after some family member had died. They cremated the body, they burnt the body, and we were at a Shiva temple, and they had two prasads, the prasad from the Shiva temple, and then the caterer's prasad. I don't know if that was prasad or just Indian food, but it was all vegetarian, and everybody was happy. It was the first time I went to a funeral ceremony, like the morning when you do the wake. It was not even a funeral. I mean, the body was burnt and they were just there remembering the family member that died, a person that was like 65 years old or something. And they were happy, joking, telling jokes. I'm like, well, really? And I was afraid to laugh because I thought I was going to be disrespectful. I thought I was going to be disrespectful to them for laughing with them. What's up, Kev? How you doing? Hey, Subham. Subham is from Odisha. Subham is in the house. What's up, Subham? Subham, you're feeling better. Great. I'm happy you're feeling better, man. Subham was feeling a little sick yesterday. Subham, Kev TV. Kevin is Los Angeles. You can subscribe to Kev's channel if you want to, and he shows a lot of videos about Los Angeles, California. He's Korean American, and he's going to Mexico City in about a week from now. So you can see some of the videos he's going to do about Dia de los Muertos, a big event similar to something in India about when you honor the people that have died, their souls, their spirits. Like in India, you know that you offer food to the deity, to Durga, Kali, Durga, or to Radha Krishna, or to Shiva in your altar. And then the food is spiritually blessed. And then this food is offered to your loved ones that have died and left the world. And in Mexico, they do something that's similar on November 1st. I'm going to do a live stream if you want to see that on November 1st here in Guanajuato. So yeah, check out Kev TV and check out Rishikesh Stay. He's on YouTube too. Rishikesh Stay. If you are going to go to Rishikesh, the yoga capital of the world. So beautiful people. They treated me so beautifully, so lovely. I went to Puri for 4 days. I explored the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastime places where he had his pastimes, because I have been a big admirer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the state of Bengal back 500 years ago when he came, the golden avatar, and of Shiva, Mahadev, Jai Mahadev, Jai Mahadev, Jai Shivji. So beautiful people. And I was never thinking about, I didn't remember about ending my life. Not in Puri, nothing. I was not depressed, not sad, having a beautiful time. People treating me, Jai Boleki, Jai Boleki, Jai Boleki. And treating me like a son, like a friend that they never knew before, treating me so well in Puri. And then from Puri, I went by train, and in Puri they treated me beautifully. I mean, the stories I have to tell are not, the 25 minutes is not enough about India, not enough, not even 4 hours, not even 5 hours of a live stream. But anyway, um, yeah, I took a train from Puri to Gaya in the state of Bihar. And then from Gaya, I rented, I paid for the service of the guest house I was staying near Bodh Gaya in a small village. And I stayed at this ashram guest house called Senamura. It's on Airbnb. If you ever go there to the land where Lord Buddha, the last one, Siddhartha Gautama, reached enlightenment. And they picked me up in a taxi and I went. I paid for that because I wanted to be comfortable. And it was beautiful there, the land of Buddha, where he was illuminated. Buddha was from Nepal. He was a prince from Nepal, in case you don't know, but he ventured down into the plains of India, the subcontinent, and that's where he reached enlightenment. And I went to the Barabara caves. At the top, there's a Shiva Linga temple up there. I went inside. They let me see the Shiva Linga deity and everything, their murti. I felt the spiritual energy. They was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I was a Hare Krishna. I was a Bhakti yogi. I was a Western Brahmin. I was a Pujari. But you can talk to me about that some other time. I'm just telling you how India saved my life. And it was that. And then from Bodh Gaya, I went with some girls that I met from Ukraine. We took a train to Varanasi. And then the one girl that I was with, we were having a romantic relationship for a few days. But then she had something that happened to her on her mental level, whatever, and she blew up on me. And I felt the negative energy, that bad energy, heavy energy, like her sad mental energy. And then I just had to part ways with her. And then 2 days later in Varanasi, I was sitting on the Ghats, on Tulsi. I was at the Tulsi Ghat, one of the Ghats, not the Asi Ghat, but Tulsi Ghat, because it was near my Airbnb and stay there in old Varanasi. Varanasi is beautiful. I fell in love with Varanasi. And I was just sitting there in the Ghats watching the sunrise over the Gangama, Jai Gangama, Jai Gangama, Jai Gangama. And as I was watching the sunrise, it was like the second morning or the third morning I was watching the sunrise. I was going to go to Manali, but I couldn't because I got injured. I was in Himachal Pradesh, Dreamcatcher. I was in Himachal Pradesh in the state. I went to Balyani, the village of Balyani, for 4 days. And then I went to the village of Gargi above Manikaran. Manikaran is in the Parvati Valley, where they do a lot of hiking, camping, trekking, mountain biking, everything, all those adventure sports in the Parvati Valley, Tosh and Manikaran and Kasol. And I had to go to Manikaran and hike up for 4.5 kilometers, 4.5 kilometers to a village called Gargi, a small little village, only one Airbnb stay there because there's only like 30 houses there. It's a village all the way up in the mountains in Himachal Pradesh, in the Himalayas, not the Himalayas, the Himalayas as the Indian people taught me, the Himalayas. And I went, and the name of the place is Sunview Cafe in the village of Gargi. Sunview Cafe. Teku runs it. Remember, Teku. It was a beautiful stay. I was only going to be there for 3 days. But when I reached the place, the next day I woke up. My knee was injured, an old American football injury. I couldn't walk for 4 days. I could barely walk for 4 days. I couldn't explore anything. So I had to cancel my trip to Manali and to my other trip was to, what was it? To this beautiful hill station that is there in Himachal Pradesh or in the next state. It's a beautiful hill station, very famous. Shimla. I had to cancel Manali and Shimla because I injured my knee. I stayed 5 extra days or 6 extra days in Rishikesh because I loved Rishikesh so much that I extended my Rishikesh stay by 6 days at Diva's place. Excellent places he has. I hope he still has them. And then in Gargi, I was only going to be there for 3 days and I stayed there for 10 days. I was only in North India. Mumbai was the furthest south and Bhubaneswar, Puri were the furthest south I was. The rest was Delhi, Allahabad. I was there in Allahabad, Prayagraj for Kumbh Mela. I went there to the Triveni Sangam and took the dip. I didn't go into the water. I saw some Indian people that didn't go into the water and they just did the water like this on them. And I had too much equipment on me and I didn't want to lay it down because I didn't know if it would disappear or not. I made a mistake by taking my camera and everything and all these things with me. But there was some short video clips about Prayagraj in Kumbh Mela when I was there in February 2019 during the Kumbh Mela. But it was only in Varanasi when I remembered that I was going to end my life. And I wasn't sad, I wasn't depressed. I started laughing that I was at that point and that India had this effect on me. Look at this house. This house is beautiful. This house is 300 years old here in Guanajuato, Mexico. I'm in a house, I'm staying in a room. And the woman that owns this house, she's a very nice person right now. She's working. She's going to be a pensioner soon. And my room is over there. And it's a beautiful house. Old house, 300 years old, colonial house here in Mexico. So, yeah, I was so happy that India had this effect. India, Bharat, real name of India is Bharat, saved my life. I fell in love with India. My heart is in India. I left my heart in India and I want to go back. And I will go back. I don't know when now. I just don't know when. But if you guys have the opportunity to go to India, India is beautiful. Don't look at the poverty. Don't look at, oh, I saw the Agoris. I saw the Naga Sadhus because I was there doing the Kumbh Mela and the Naga Sadhus had returned from Prayagraj and they were all there with their tents all along the ghats of the Ganga Ma River. Ganga Ma there in Varanasi. And I talked to one or two and the energy was so awesome. And I don't remember which one were the Agoris, but I saw the Naga Sadhus that were completely naked. You can see one of those two videos from last year when I uploaded that, or maybe today in that second video that I have at 11 o'clock, the second premiere about that. I don't know, Pankaj, I don't know when I will go, man. I really don't know now because a lot of things are happening and I gotta wait to see how certain things develop in the next couple of, like the next 6 weeks, how things develop to see if it is still possible to go or not. But if not, there's always a time and place for everything. And I hope I'm here for that. But if I'm not, you guys can go to India. The ones that are not in India, Kev TV, you can go to India. Anybody else wanting to go, you can go to India. You can go to India and everything. It's just that India is opening up on November 15th. Yeah, the Agoris eat the body. I love India. India saved my life. India saved my life. I'm repeating that. I want you to get that point, the energy, the shanti, the peace, the shakti, the energy. The people so treated me so well. But even before anybody treated me well, before I even landed in India, I was feeling ecstatic, ecstasy, peaceful, happy. Not 1 ounce of depression was present in my being. I was not feeling any of those depression vibes or sad vibes when I entered that Indian airspace, that Shakti, that field of energy. And I was feeling happy. And I hadn't even met one Indian person yet on the ground. And I was already in love. But I hadn't realized it at that moment. I hadn't realized it. Kev wants to go to India with me, but maybe Kev will go before me. Maybe Kev, you can go with Brian. Go with Brian. Beyond Brian. He's got a YouTube channel. Beyond Brian. Kev, you can write up his name in the chat for his channel if you can do it, because I have no idea how to use this YouTube thing. Hey, Subham, please leave your depression. Your depression is only a thought. These are thoughts. And because you're giving that thought energy, you're feeding energy to that thought, the thought starts to grow and get stronger. And that's what happened to me because I was feeding the thought of depression, of sadness, more energy, and it grew stronger and stronger until it was affecting my whole life, my whole energy in terms of this life. So Subham, please. Brian, no, Brian is an American from Texas. Brian is an American from Texas. Right now he's in Colombia and he's going to Texas and then he's coming to Mexico. And Subham, please, don't stop giving it energy. Stop thinking about it. Look for things that make you happy, that make you laugh. Get away from people that are negative in your life, even if it is family. Stay away from them as much as possible. Only you can save yourself. India saved me because I opened up to India, to the energy. I guess that's what happened to me. I opened up to the energy of India. I have 2 minutes left. Subham, please leave your depression. Look at some of the talks that Sadhguru, a mystic from India, he's from South India, I think. Sadhguru, Sadhguru. And I have seen some of his talks on YouTube that are recorded, and he talks about this, and I see that. I don't just understand what he says, I see it with the eye of Shiva. I see this. And if you continue to give, like, if you continue to say to yourself, I am an idiot, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot, you're going to be an idiot. If you start to just see that I am a beautiful person, that you are a beautiful person, and you don't need anybody's approval, nobody's thumbs up, that you just give it to yourself, you will be okay. You will be happy. Subham. So please, Subham, look to yourself, be happy, stay away from negative people, from miserable people. Sadhguru says, stay away from miserable people. Just be happy. You have two choices. You can be a happy person, not a good person. Forget about good and bad, he says. Forget about good and bad. And I see this, I see it. I don't believe what he says. I see what he says. I don't believe what he says. I see what he says. Two different things. And there are happy people and miserable people. Which one do you want to be part of? Which one do you want to be? A happy person? Or a sad, miserable person that everything is bad and just life sucks? You choose. You choose. The choice is yours. You have a choice. Nobody can take this away from you. Guys, namaste. The video is going to begin in about 2 minutes. The second premiere. Ask me whatever questions you want. Namaste, namaskar. Jai Ho, Jai Bolaki, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a politician. I'm not into politics. I'm just talking about everybody in the world. Universal consciousness, J, universal consciousness, universal unity. We are all one. No distinction of color, race, money, or whatever. That's just mental. I love you all. Let's go to the video. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you all. Namaskar. Alvida. See you in a moment. Stay happy-go-lucky. In 2 minutes, the video will start with video clips of my time in India and me talking, and I'll be in the live chat to answer any other questions that you may have.